I want to know how to plate like a chef. So, of course, we're going to ask our chef in-house, Chef Dev, to show us how to plate so that we can impress all of our friends or maybe just our family on a weeknight meal.
And it's very important that you do that. I think one of the most important things is selling the food before you actually get to eat it.
Yes.
So presentation's half the battle. Okay. Now, before we even get to the food and putting it onto a plate, what are you serving it on, right? So here I have such a beautiful array of my favorite plates. You can see the different colors, tones, textures, sizes, and shapes.
Yes.
Like, feel this guy. This is, you know, it's got a little bit of weight to it.
It's got some weight to it.
So half the battle. Like, for example, if I were to take this this seaweed slaw that I have here and put it onto like a very bland, boring plate, it wouldn't pop as much, but I put it on this stunning plate here,
it's beautiful.
and it just pops a lot more. Okay. And you also know another thing with this cool plate is offset plating. Yes. So a lot of chefs like to plate offset. So instead of it going...
explain to us what an offset would be.
So instead of plating directly in the center of the plate, we're plating off center. So you don't want to put it too far to the rim. I think just barely off. And then another cool tip that we have is squeeze bottles. You see I have all different types of squeeze bottles here. Yeah. And I have these are like my favorite ones. These little guys, like, they're so cute. And like for catering and different private events, they're the best. This is good for truffle oils and you know, expensive things that you want to put in here, because you don't want to put something that you use a lot in here, right? Okay. Because you keep refilling it, tiny. And it's hard to fill. But I love these guys, and when you lose the caps, it's a nightmare. But it's okay. So
well, you'll see what he's going to use these for, because some people might be thinking, why do you want everything to be all of your sauces to be in a container like this? It's so that you can do things like this.
Okay. So with soy glaze, see, now this is offset now. See, and like this is really just a few ingredients, and like you can be Chef Dev at home. Right?
That's cool. The other thing you did with the seaweed slaw is you put it in a little mountain.
Yeah.
So you didn't just throw it on the plate and let it all like kind of gush out in in shape it wanted to take.
I used your favorite tools.
My favorite, yes. The little chin hairs. Don't use them for that.
So these are tweezers that we use for cooking.
Just for cooking.
And this goes down. Yep.
That's how you made it into a little mountain.
Yeah. And notice how I'm building everything. You want a lot of height over there, right?
Yes.
So that's really important. Another thing that chefs use really often, and we don't do it in catering too often, or at the restaurant, because you know when you're doing 100 of these, it doesn't really make sense.
That's right.
But we'll use a ring mold. See, what does that look like to you?
That's amazing. Is that caviar?
That's balsamic caviar.
Oh!
So we use agar.
That's this right here.
Yeah,
that looks incredible.
It's balsamic pearls, right?
Yes. And you made it into a rice cake.
That's it.
I was going to bring everything down the classy level from here to here.
There it is. So here we have a mushroom risotto.
Okay.
And then what we can do here is we can drizzle a little bit of olive oil on top of this.
Lovely.
Just like that. And then I have a sour cherry glaze. And again, this is really important, that you have your squeeze bottles and you know the shape of the squeeze bottle. So you can do mounds of this however you want, or you can just go right across the top here.
I like that.
And see how it's already starting to pop. Yeah. Microgreens and garnishing are very important too. So we have, you know, different ones. There's celery leaf and cilantro, and already that looks pretty spectacular. Okay,
so we've learned a few things here. We've learned build up with your plate. We've learned put some of your sauces and your sides in the squeezable containers. We've learned do it off center.
Off center.
Or use a mold, which is another great way. Here's another thing you can do. You've got a beautiful decorative plate. You've put sort of the sauce you have in the middle, and now you're going to do a schmear.
This is a carrot and squash puree, and you can go back and forth with this. And this creates and you want it kind of like this, offset to one side again, and you can build your plate here. This over here is another example of offset plating. See how we have the circular plate, and I'm plating off this side. This is coffee barbecue brisket.
Oh my gosh, it looks amazing.
And then again, we'll just do some really cool garnishing on top. You can come over the top and do different garnishes. You can go back and forth. But it's all about having the tools that you need, and I'm telling you, half the battle is with the plates. The biggest tip I can leave with you today is less is more. You know, the days of the tweezering and sitting there and like, no one's waiting 20 minutes to get a plate, not to mention the plate's going out cold. Right. Less is more. Keep it simple. Make sure you put your work into the ingredients that are on there, and then you start with really beautiful plates, and like, you know, it's just have fun. You know, the other thing I would add to that, and I see a lot of people want to put their food on Instagram. Yeah. And sometimes people are putting their food on, and it looks like a dog's breakfast. Why would you photograph that? Like, what's beautiful about these is that it's just a little bit. Yeah. You know, like it's just one thing and you're focusing on the one thing, and then it becomes a beautiful piece of art in its own. Plates are half the battle, guys, I'm telling you. Half the battle. Looks great.